Okay, here we have our dough after about 4 hours of bulk fermentation at 85 degrees in our oven at proofing mode. And this is about 2 largish loaves of dough. This is an oatmeal porridge loaf, so it's different from some of the campagna loaves that you'll be making, but it's basically the same thing. So this is the last time we're using a water bath to dip our hands in the water, and we are going to lift our dough out of here in 2 movements and kind of stretch it at the same time. So then I'll just get to that, soak it a little bit, maybe one more shot of the wet hands, and then just stretch it one more time and see how it's tightened up already just with those 2 folds. And then I'll rinse my hands off, and then we're going to dry them off thoroughly, and you can even see this bubble here. Get that close up there, that bubble. We're gonna whack that so we don't get a flyaway crust. But the dough is definitely very alive. So then we got our dry hands, so not too much flour sticks to them. And remember, we put the dough out onto an unfloured counter. So then we're gonna flour the top of this thing. Try to keep our bench knife from sticking to it. And then I'm gonna just approximate what half of this thing looks like, and then cut down the center. And then as you cut away, you can kind of shape the dough at the time. So here it's really sticky here, I can tell, so I'm just gonna push the dough onto that, and as I do that, it's gonna sort of tighten up. So pushing the dough and kind of turning it at the same time, using both sides of the bench knife. And note that my wrist is totally locked as I'm doing this. It's no wristy action. So you can kind of turn and push the dough at the same time. Sort of the fewer movements that you do, the better off you are. And so we're basically good right now, okay? So it's tightened up. It's a nice sort of like nicely shaped boule there. So I'm going to go ahead and do this one. So you're just really just pushing the dough onto itself, kind of tucking the skin under as you do that. You're not lifting up the dough. The bench knife really just stays in contact with the counter the whole time. Okay, so you can turn it. And so if you need to move your other dough, you can use that as an excuse to tighten it up a little bit more. And you see it's tightening up a bit more there. Okay. And there you have it. That's our pre-shaping. And then we're gonna flour that a little bit so it doesn't stick to our kitchen towel. And cover that up so it doesn't skin over. And then we'll be back for the shaping in about 10-15 minutes. Voila.